Welcome to the 10th episode of the Marketing Talks podcast, which is brought to you by Weird in Wonderland. On this podcast, we're hosting superstars of the marketing community or experts in marketing to support us, like our beautiful, amazing guest today here, Murtaza Manji.
Hello.
How are you, Murtaza?
I am great.
Thank you for making time to be with us
Thank
today.
you for the invite.
Who is Murtaza?
Who is Murtaza?
I met you once.
You want the
And I
professional
spoke
or
to
the
you
personal?
once. Whatever. Either way.
So I am a proudly Dubai born and bred. Been here for a very long time, except for a few years in between where I was in the UK.
Nice.
And after you've lived in Dubai,
So you're kind of like a Dubai kid.
I'm a Dubai kid.
OG.
Yeah.
One of the OGs.
Yeah, absolutely.
The
OG.
Oman chips and everything.
Yeah, oh yeah. Oh yes, 100%. My daughter has now taken over in my footsteps.
Aw,
the other day
cute.
we were at crepes at home and she put Oman chips and then rolled it up and then had it.
I already like her. She knows her taste
Yeah,
buds.
exactly. Yeah. She's second generation Dubai kid.
Amazing.
I come from a business family. We're from Tanzania, so a lot of the bigger, like the heavy industry is over there. We had the service businesses were set up on this side, and that's kind of what I grew up with. Well, from the professional side, I had a bit of a career working. I worked with Dun& Bradstreet, I worked with IBM, and I realized I'm a pretty poor employee. I like doing things my own way. Yeah. I like doing things my
This
own
is
way.
a very strong term.
I'm unemployable. That's actually the term that I prefer using.
Unemployable.
Yeah.
Okay.
I'm unemployable.
Not employee material.
No. Far from it. I like doing things my own way. I like breaking the norm. I like finding, not necessarily shortcuts, but just things to improve efficiency and to make things exciting.
Mm-hmm.
And when you need somebody who's going to follow kind of a set routine of how things need to be done, it kind of messes things up.
Yeah.
Anyways, I went to the UK, I went to do my master's. While I was there, I started working with a couple of friends who own their own businesses and coaching them. I didn't know coaching was a thing at this time, by the way.
Before coaching was a cool thing. And before matcha and Pilates were cool and all of this stuff.
Before that, long before.
Before
OG
Alo Pacha
there
Pilates.
OG there. So I was coaching him for a while. Before I graduated, I had a bunch of clients that I was working with. When I graduated, I loved doing it. They were making money. I was having a great time. So I started doing it full time. So I set up Kaizen in the UK. This was March 2011. We formalized it.
Oh, wow. That's a long time ago.
It's been a long time. And it's been going since. So over 14 years.
Which is coaching for?
Businesses, particularly now for business owners who want to exit their business. That's kind of my niche.
The founders who want to...
The founders who want to walk away with a really nice check to reflect all the hard work
either to
that they've done.
retire or whatever.
Or their next phase.
Or the next chapter.
The next chapter.
And this is actually going to be kind of the conversation we're having today in this episode.
It's going to be a fun one.
It's going to be a fun one.
Yeah.
The topic is beyond the founder.
Beyond the founder.
Beyond the founder. طيب. We were having this conversation earlier.
Yes.
Do you want to tell me more? What does it mean beyond the founder?
So look, first off, I love everything you guys are doing here.
Thank you.
I think this is an amazing podcast. I think the community you've built is so beautiful, right? I mean, and it's obviously you've put your heart and soul into this. It's reflective of the effort you've put in.
Thank you.
Many a time when we talk about marketing, the immediate assumption is we're marketing a business's products or services.
To sell them.
To sell them, right? So I have
Candles.
Candles.
We were just talking about candle business.
We have, I don't know, equipment. We have services like this beautiful space we're in. Whatever it is that we do, when we talk about marketing, it's usually to sell that thing. The one area that tends to be overlooked, particularly for founders who want to at some point exit their business, is who is the person that's going to buy this entity from them. And that's
so how to market the actual business overall.
You think about marketing, you're thinking about cost per click and conversion rates and lead flow and deal value and everything.
Exactly.
All of that is important. But probably the single biggest sale you will ever make is when you sell your business.
When you exit.
I mean, we're talking about $100 or $1,000 or $10,000 versus 10 million or 50 or
exactly.
several hundred million.
Especially if someone wants, as you said, to move to a new chapter,
Yeah.
maybe wants to retire, gets to an age that they don't want to keep working day to day anymore.
There's so many exit, maybe we'll talk about this, but there's so many ways that you can exit a business or
As a
even exit
founder.
your role within the business. And all of them require somebody else taking over your seat and usually paying you to step away from it. if you have not intentionally marketed that or made it marketable over the period,
Marketable,
yeah,
exactly.
we will definitely go into this a little bit more. I don't want to
Yeah.
jump the gun. But if we haven't made it marketable, you are going to be leaving money on the table. And we're talking in millions. Nothing, in this conversation, nothing is going to be less than millions.
You were saying something
range.
about earlier when we were having a conversation that sometimes you can add a zero to the transaction, like which is an extra category
Yeah.
of trillion
So
or
another
billion
word,
or million, just because of the brand value or like something that makes the perception of the buyer
Yeah.
look at the company or the brand that they're buying in a different perspective.
Sometimes more than 1 0.
Oh.
Um,
And
if-
by zero here, by the way, we don't mean the bad zero. We don't mean
No,
the
no, no.
zero on the left. We mean the zeros on the right.
I mean, the zeros on the check that make the check longer to write.
In Arabic, when we say something is useless, we say صفر على الشمال, means zero on the left,
No,
meaningless,
zero on the
meaningless
right.
thing.
Very much zero on the right. If I were to offer you the opportunity to buy a company that makes lipsticks, like if I makes lipsticks, right? But if you want to think about buying Huda Beauty, suddenly there's a few
Of
zeros
course, the
that are added
brand
up.
value is different.
They still make lipstick.
They still make makeup.
They still make makeup.
Exactly.
But it's that brand
Maybe
that added
that
three
other
zeros.
brand is making higher quality or better quality or using higher ingredients, organic or whatever it is, but they didn't market it that much as a company.
Exactly.
Like Huda Beauty did. So Huda
Exactly.
Beauty's value is maybe 10 billion or something. Or I don't know. I'm
If
just
not now,
throwing
then
in numbers.
If not now, then someday.
Yeah.
Yeah.
طيب, and what is the relationship between the brand and the founder in this? Or what is the difference between what the personal brand of the founder is and the brand of the company is? Because now we're talking about something totally different than what marketers usually know.
Yes.
I do know a lot of marketers, whether they study marketing scientifically or not, but on the ground and applications, as you said, we think sometimes narrowly about selling, promoting a product, promoting an event, promoting a service, promoting a hairdresser, promoting a fashion line, promoting candles. But then we forget that sometimes we need to step backwards and also think about the entire narrative of the entire company, entire business. Like Alibaba. Alibaba became a giant and a leader in e-commerce in the world, and Jack Ma stepped down at the end of the day as a CEO. So how is that related to Jack Ma versus Alibaba as a person?
So one thing that is growing in popularity right now, and it's a good thing, is personal branding. Now
We actually
Yeah.
we'll be talking about it in the
important.
episodes.
You were telling me this, right? So it is important. The person that has sacrificed years of their life to build this brand should not become invisible.
Should
They
not become invisible.
Right. They
I
need
love
to be
this.
recognized.
Okay.
Because whatever their next chapter is, they don't want to start
There's
from
a
zero.
legacy that's going to follow them.
I have done X, Y, and Z, and therefore I am a person that can talk about this.
Just like an employee moving from one company to another.
so you
It's
have your
their
resume.
CV and portfolio.
Yeah, right. And they will list everything. Sometimes they will embellish it, but they will list everything.
Yeah.
Because that's the legacy that they're carrying into their next role. So, for example, I have worked with Kaizen has worked with over 1,556 businesses in over 45 cities across the world. When I'm sitting in front of a potential client and they're saying, look, we're talking to a couple of coaches, which they should. It's that weight of that legacy which makes the difference. Like, okay, how many businesses have you worked with? How many exits have you facilitated? What kind of valuations have your clients reached versus the others? And that legacy helps. If tomorrow somebody wanted to buy Kaizen from me, the legacy still remains. It's been built in a way that is very easy for somebody else to come and take over. I have no plans of exiting anytime soon.
Yeah.
But it's built with that in mind. Now, does that mean I'm sacrificing personal brand? Absolutely not. I am still working on who I am, who Murtaza is, the thought leadership, that leadership brand, all of that is
The purpose, the values, the personal values.
Bingo.
Yeah.
But not at the expense of the business.
Okay.
If you have a founder whose personal brand is worth more in their role of the owner of this business, if their personal brand is worth more than the brand of the business, it's very hard for this to ever be separated from them, which takes the value down.
That's missing 1 0 from the right.
Sometimes
That's
more.
Yeah.
Let me give you an example. If you wanted Messi to be your brand ambassador, how much would it cost?
Couple of million.
Much more. Okay, couple of million.
Let's say a couple of $1 million.
Say a couple of million. If you wanted to...
By couple, it could be 10 couples, 50 couples, whatever.
If you wanted to take over his position in the footballing world, how much would you pay somebody to play like Messi?
A lot more. Maybe they need a lot of
can't.
practice.
You can't.
No, I mean, it's just not the numeric value. It's also the time and the practice and everything.
It is not sellable. Because Messi as a
brand, as a
footballing
personal brand.
Yeah. He's so tied that you cannot remove him from his football ability. Now, what about the owner of Barcelona or the owner of Inter Milan or the owner of Liverpool? Can they sell that and move on? Yes.
Yeah, of course they can.
Because that's separate.
No one knows, maybe not no one, but I mean, the public doesn't know their name as much as everyone knows Messi.
Bingo.
Any kid in the world can know the name Messi, but
Yeah.
no one knows who's the owner of X club or whatever it is.
Right, there you go. So this is the difference between having a job and having a business. Having a business is owning an asset that you can sell for X value that you guys agree upon, and somebody else can run without anything being disrupted in the business.
Without changing any of the operations.
And having a job means when you step away, the business suffers. So for those of you that run businesses, if you step away for a day, a week, a month, a year, and things start plateauing or sliding down, what you've built is not yet sustainable.
Not yet sustainable.
Not yet sustainable, and therefore not worth a lot of money. If I buy your company and I have to then sit in your chair for 8-10 hours a day doing all the work you're doing, I haven't bought your business, I've bought your job. I don't want to buy your job. No investor wants to buy a job. They want to buy an asset that's going to make him money. Here's the investment, park this, it runs on the side, I come back after 5 years, it's appreciated.
Yeah.
Good investment.
And that's how you can promote a brand to become marketable.
Now, what goes into being marketable?
Yeah.
What would make you, let's say you had $10 million and you wanted to buy a business. Forget industry.
I wish I did. Ya Rab.
You will soon. Let's say you wanted to buy a business. Forget the industry it's in. What sorts of things would you look for?
First of all, the brand value. First of all, because I'm a marketer, I look at it
How would
this
you
way.
track that? How would you measure that?
I mean, I'm pretty sure there's like different ways, and I will hire someone like you to come and tell me whether this is worth it or not.
Get someone to do research, right? So yeah, research.
Yeah, I'll definitely do my research. I'll definitely look into things. As you said, if I know that if this business is going to be, as you said, non-destructed, if this person walks away,
Yeah.
if Huda Qattan leaves Huda Beauty, will it be selling as well or not?
Yeah.
If Tawfiq Radiya leaves Brands for Less, will it keep operating normally or not? So this is exactly what I'm going to be looking at. And actually, Tawfiq Radiya and Brands for Less is a great, how can I say, case study from the Arab world that we can. I wish I can discuss this with him in one of the episodes. I'm trying to get to him actually. Where we talk about how his personal brand has also supported the legacy of the brand that he created as a company.
Yeah.
But me personally, I would think more of this over anything else before even I talk about the profitability of the business or whatever.
But you would talk about that.
I will look into that at a second stage.
That's
maybe.
fine. What else? So brand value, profitability.
Brand value, profitability, the sustainability of the business,
Sustainability,
the
yeah.
operations,
Yep.
how the operations are running.
Yeah.
And then I will look into the cost and profitability and everything
Then all
because
the
these
rest, yeah.
are the things that you can fix if you fix everything else.
And none of the things that you mentioned over there have to do with the founder.
I know because the founder is out.
So that's the difference between personal brand or leadership brand and brand of the company. If you were to walk into the market and say, hey, I'm thinking about buying this company. What do you think about this company? And everyone just talks about the owner. Oh, yeah, the owner's always there. He always picks up the phone. She always responds to my messages.
Oh, she's nice. We like her. We go to the shop because of her. Or we go to the restaurant because of the owner.
Would you buy that business?
I wouldn't. Actually, to be honest with you, I had a consultation call for my F&B business with someone in Lebanon, and we were chatting with this lady, and she was telling me about her business idea that she's already running in Lebanon. And she was like, yeah, I have potential investors to go and open in Beirut, in the capital, because now she's in her hometown and whatever. But then she told me, I have people driving all the way from different cities in Lebanon to come and dine with me in my rooftop restaurant, which is in her rooftop, in the house, in her own house. And then I told her, that's your personal brand. That's not the business.
Exactly.
that people are coming to dine with you.
Exactly.
They're not coming to dine at the restaurant.
Yeah.
So don't go anywhere. Don't go anywhere yet.
Don't get anywhere yet. 100%.
Yet. So I think this is very relatable. But in my sense, it's just for restaurants because this is what I've been doing.
It's actually a really good example because you look at some of the top chefs that are
Oh,
known
the
globally.
moment they walk out of a restaurant, it's gone.
No, you see, that's
It's
a
gone.
problem, right?
Or sometimes a chef becomes too famous and popular. He builds a restaurant or she builds a restaurant, but then it's not a sustainable business. We have an example. I don't know what's happening with Salt. No, sorry, not Salt. Salt Bay.
Salt Bay,
What's his name?
Nusrat.
Nusret, for example, his restaurants are suffering worldwide now. They're struggling.
Was it because of his running onto the pitch at the FIFA World Cup and making a bit of a fool of
I
himself?
don't know if it has anything with that publicity or anything, but he got popular for this salt thingy,
Yeah.
and then he became super famous, all of it like overnight and whatever. And then he opened those restaurants. It got too related to his personal brand, to his personal name, but the actual business is struggling worldwide.
Interesting. There you go. So, amazing personal brand, not as great.
I mean,
business
there are
brand
many different
without it.
problems why this restaurant did not upgrade.
course.
Maybe the price margin, maybe whatever, selling a steak for 3,000 dirhams or whatever. I don't know. I don't know if this is the target audience for them. It's not for me to talk because I never analyzed the restaurant as a business. But yeah, as you're saying, the personal brand of this did not necessarily help.
It did not help.
Did not help.
No.
But in my case, for example, in my own business, my baby business, I do know that people want to work with Thuraya, not restaurateurs, which is a struggle for me now at this moment. I still didn't get to a point where actually people want to work with the company rather
Yeah.
with Thuraya. So how can you help me with this?
So service businesses are a really good example. And it's probably the hardest type of business to get out of.
That's why I wanted to mention this point.
So,
Because a restaurant, I can sell a steak whether the chef exists or not.
yeah.
Right.
So I would say there's probably 3 steps. Step number 1 is the operations need to be built on a system rather than on a person or people. What I mean by that is if somebody comes to your consultancy to get world-class advice on their F&B concept, is it your mind that's doing it, or is it a proven, tested, and hopefully protected system that helps them get to where they need to go? That's number 1. Number 2, question on that?
No, I like the port, hopefully protected.
Hopefully, so important.
We will talk about this.
We'll talk about this for sure. The second part, or the second step, would be the founder, you in this case, needs to move up the value ladder. So rather than being involved operationally, you start becoming what we call the rainmaker.
The rainmaker.
Rainmaker. You're the one that gets out there and gets the conversations going with people that want to talk to you, but you're not involved operationally. So instead of speaking to a guy who's got an idea for a little, unique, I don't know,
Cafe, a
shawarma,
restaurant, or whatever.
Yeah, you're now talking to the investment group that wants to open 25 brands in the next 5 years across MENA. Now you talk to that person, your team works with their team to get
I
the
would
work
just sign
done.
contracts.
That's what we call the rainmaker.
Okay.
And then step number 3, and this is actually step 0 all the way up to step number 3, is you have a team that you can rely on.
So hiring the right people
have
is
to
as
hire.
important as building anything else.
Actually, I'm going to counter that. Hiring the right person and then training their skill set. Because you have to hire attitude.
No, of course,
You can train the
definitely,
skill.
definitely.
Yeah.
You hire character.
You
The
hire
skills can be
character.
transferable anyway.
So true. So you have to build the team. You have to build their capabilities. And then you have to build the trust. Because when somebody comes in the door, it doesn't matter how good their resume is, you cannot trust them on day one.
Yeah.
Because you haven't tested them. So test them. Put them in positions where they may fail and they will make mistakes, and that's fine. Because just as you're testing them, they're testing you. Right? You're testing to see if they can do it. They're testing to see if I were to push the envelope, would I be supported or will I be thrown under the bus?
It's like getting into a marriage and you get into the engagement phase and you need to figure out whether you can be together with this person or not.
Yeah.
As simple as
Maybe
can you
have-
trust this person or not?
Maybe have a couple of fights.
Maybe
in the
have a couple of
engagement
fights,
period.
exactly.
Just
Just to
test.
figure out what's going to happen.
I'm not a marriage counselor, by the way. Just in case. Please don't take this seriously.
neither am I. Yeah, but the whole idea is there's a lot of people centric parts that I think some of us, not all of us, some of us are starting to forget when
Yeah.
we're working on businesses or marketing. Like everyone is relying on technologies now, on AI, on robots, and whatever and stuff, and thinking that if I invest in this and this and this, rather than as a founder or an investor, I mean, maybe they think, okay, I don't want to invest or train my employees or my staff because maybe they will leave me. Actually, we do hear this conversation. There is, I think, I don't remember who said this quote, that someone was asking a coach or a consultant, what if I train my staff and then they leave me? And the coach responded, what if you don't train them and they stay? So
Yeah.
it's the whole development of the human element
Yeah.
that is sometimes lacking, starting to lack. Is this related to how the brand can be sold to investors in the future? Do you think it affects?
I'll tell you about. I'll tell you about something that I have seen happen 6 or 7 times only in the last 2 years.
In the last 2 years, 6 or 7 times?
Yeah, at least. Whenever we have clients who are now selling their business for 8 or 9 figures, so over 10 million,
8,
usually
9
above.
zeros, okay.
Yeah, 7 or 8 zeros. So over 10 million, sometimes in over 100 million. The investors or the investors' representatives will oftentimes visit the business without telling the owner that they're coming.
Mm.
Almost like a mystery shopper.
Yep.
And they're going to come
Which they
in,
have the right to do so.
100%.
Of course.
And if they come in and they start asking questions and they see that the team is weak, that will impact the sale tremendously.
Wow.
Because if I'm going to sink or if I'm going to risk $10 million on your business and your team can't answer my questions without you being there to help them, I'm probably losing my money.
You're actually buying the bad business or a bad business.
Yeah.
And
So-
and okay, this is another question that just crossed my mind. How do you handle, or I don't know if you do any consultation on that part, when employees find out that the investor or the founder is going to be changed or the owner is going to be changed? This is also sometimes, it causes like a little bit of, resistance to change. Sometimes people get scared of losing their jobs for a new ownership or JV or something.
One thing
Trick
that's
question?
really important, very good question. One thing that's very important is to control the narrative regardless of the situation. As the owner of the business, as the founder, as the person in charge, you need to control your narrative, because if you give people parts of a story, they will fill in the blanks with whatever their version of the
They
story
will create their
is,
own stories, yeah.
and that becomes their truth.
Mm.
So, in the event that a business is going to be sold, the employees are seeing things happen, right? There's investor meetings, there's company names showing up on the CEO's calendar that are from a PE firm or a VC, or I mean, they're not stupid, right? You've hired smart people for a reason. They know that there's something happening, something's cooking.
Mm-hmm.
Now internally they'll be like, oh, you know what? There's this VC firm that's coming in. Look at the statistics. When
Oh,
a
we saw
firm
this
gets
lawyer
bought
coming in
over,
for a meeting or whatever.
yeah, things tend to change. Maybe we need to think about protecting ours, because those are the conversations they're having without you.
Yeah, or maybe I need to quit and find something else, or like
Maybe
find a
before
job,
I get
another
fired.
job. Yeah.
So your role is to control the narrative. So I have clients that have sold their businesses, and usually, and this is something that comes out in coaching sessions, it will be talk to your teams. Tell them, guys, we're exploring this. This is going to be the next phase of this business's journey. Part of what we're talking about with the buyers is the team remains unchanged. They remain protected.
It's one of the points.
It has to be that you are taking care of your team, because these are the people who have put their last few years of their lives into building your entity.
Exactly.
The least you can do is make sure they're safe, right? We talk about ESOPs, which are company issued ownerships for the team. So they actually own part of the company. In the event of a sale, they actually get paid out as well. There are ways to protect the team, but the first thing is to protect their kind of mental,
the safety and that's job security.
Their job security. Let them not fear an unknown.
Yeah,
that
the
doesn't mean you gotta
uncertainty
tell them
part.
everything.
They don't like uncertainty.
Nobody likes
No
uncertainty.
one likes uncertainty. Exactly.
No, it sucks.
Yeah.
Right? So you don't have to tell them everything. You don't say, we're talking to this guy to sell for this much. It's just, we're talking about an exit. However, your roles were the first thing we spoke about. We have
And nothing's
ensured
going to change.
you are safe. In fact, part of the reason they are coming into this is because of you guys. And I will make sure that you're rewarded for this. So work with me, and once this is done, work with them, and your ladder only continues to become taller. So
This
you can
is
go
very
higher.
nice.
Yeah.
So basically, it's kind of communication / leadership, kind of coming together as skills in the founder, so
Yeah.
that they can actually come and control the narrative, as you said. So we don't have kind of a riot in the company.
You don't
between the
want to
employees.
have somebody who's showing up to work scared.
Exactly.
Their performance will suffer. Your customers
Their
will
mental
pick
health
it up.
will struggle big
Their mental
time. They will
health.
be looking for jobs in different places, spending time at the office doing interviews or
Yeah.
whatever and stuff. So now we identified an issue on that. How can we identify your ideal investor so that your company and your team, they don't suffer after you step out?
So when we were talking about this, there was that one term that came to mind, which was investor Tinder,
Investor Tinder.
which is
Left, right, left,
if
right.
anybody's going to build this app, please, 10%. If there was an investor Tinder, and an investor were to come onto your profile, would they swipe right to left? And when you've seen who swiped, I don't use Tinder. Was it right is good, right?
Right is good.
Right
yeah.
is good, okay.
Yeah. I never used it as well, but I know that right is good.
I just remember the swiping. So if they've swiped, and you see who swipes on you, right? So if you've seen who swiped right on you, and you see their profile, would you swipe right to left? Would you say yes or no? Both of you need to create this profile that when the opportunity arises, you seem to be a good match. Now, for the founder, because we're not talking about the investor. For the founder, for business owners and for marketeers, which is primarily your community, we talk a lot about the ideal client profile, your ICP. Right? Your ICP is detailed. Sometimes you have
Or
multiple
market
personality.
segmentation,
Your
target
segmentation.
audience. Yeah.
You know who you're talking to, down to the kind of clothes that they like to wear,
Up to the persona,
to the
the
persona,
name
yeah.
of the person,
Yeah.
how old they are, what they look
they're
like,
married,
what
with
they
their
what they
kids.
wear.
Yeah. Why do you do that? Why would you break it down? Anybody with a pulse and a heartbeat can be a client. Why do you break it down into such detail?
Because these are the ideal clients that will actually be repeated clients, our customers. They will enjoy
loyalty.
our food, for example, if it's a restaurant, because this is what I always work on.
Yep.
They will enjoy the ambiance and the service. I'll actually be able to create something or offer them something that's
You would
better for
be
them.
happy to work with them.
Exactly.
Would they walk in with a bigger check or a smaller one?
They'll probably come in with a bigger check because they know what they're
Better spenders.
expecting.
Your communication, does it land with them, or does it?
If you know your target audience, you
Yeah.
definitely know how to reach them, how to talk to them, how to get to their hearts.
Imagine building a business for 5, 7, 10, 20, 30 years, and you still don't know the personality or the profile of the one who's going to take this business and continue your legacy.
Oh, wow, this is very nice to look at it.
Am I looking at somebody who's going to come in, strip it down to bare bones, and try and maximize profitability? Destroying
Or sell
all
it
the,
out or whatever.
Or sell it. Are they going to destroy what makes this unique because they want the quick profit? Or are they heart-driven? Are they sustainability focused? Are they women focused? Are they DEI inclined? Are they? What kind of investor is important for you? What values do you want your investor to come in with?
I like this. What values do you
Am I
like?
selling to a firm or am I selling to an individual? Because they will operate it very differently. Am I selling it to somebody who wants, or am I selling part of it? Am I selling all of it? If you
Nice.
do not write your story, somebody else will write your story for you.
And who helps the founder write the story?
Ultimately, it's them.
The marketing team, you mean?
Ultimately,
or the
it is
founder
the founder
themselves?
themselves that has to sit down and think about what they want the next step for this entity to be.
And what if they don't know? Do they come to you?
People coaches are here to ask questions that
Will
sometimes
trigger
clients
your
don't
own
want to
mind.
ask themselves.
Yeah, exactly.
Now, if you're sitting with me in a coaching session, it's like going to the gym, right? I can lift that weight myself. I can do a 5K on the treadmill myself. I don't, but I can. I don't pay a coach to come in and tell me, hey, you need to be on the treadmill.
I know that I need to be on the treadmill.
They will put me on the treadmill, they'll cover it, they say 5K, you fall off if you need to, but you're not stepping off the treadmill until you finish. Because it's pushing you to that point where you know you need to be. That's where your magic happens.
Okay.
And that's what coaches do. When I sit in a coaching session, I had a client the other day. Very, very successful. It's 9 figures, number one in the world for what he does.
Wow.
And he went from startup, 2 million dirham revenue. I think last year they crossed 220 million in about 7 years. Number one in the world in his industry. By the magazines and the metrics that track this, right? By industry metrics, he's number one in the world. It's not just what he feels. And we had an amazing conversation. It was a long conversation. He was giving me his view on something that he was building. And he went on it took maybe 15 minutes to outline his idea. And then I asked him a question. I said, hey, what about this? And he keeps quiet for about 10 seconds. And he says, you've made me about $10 million with this question.
Wow. How?
Because it was a perspective that he hadn't seen.
Yeah, maybe because we get too blindsided sometimes
Don't
with
we
our
all?
operations or with our work.
Don't we all? Let's go back to Messi, right? Or you go back to footballers. These are people who are paid hundreds of millions per year to play this particular sport. Now, nobody's ever paid me to play football, and nobody ever will. But when I'm watching, I can see the mistake that a player is about to make. I can see that someone's coming up from behind them. I can see that what they're about to do is going to get interrupted somewhere down the field. It's not because I'm a better player than them.
Just you're seeing it from a different
I'm
perspective.
seeing it from a different angle. That bird's eye view, that second pair of eyes, that sounding board, whatever term you call
fresh
it.
eye. Sometimes we call it fresh eye.
As founders, we do get a little bit boxed in, right? We can't see the forest for the trees and all that jazz. And what happens in coaching sessions is we take clients to a different perspective. Like, come out from the weeds, look at it from here. What does it look like? All right, now you're ready? You know what you need to do? Okay, go back in and execute. Come back for the next session.
It's similar to life coaching. The only difference is that this one's talking business, this one's talking personal issues or
all coaching
whatever.
Is the same. Where are you? Where do you want to go? How do we get you there quicker? That's all of coaching in a
But
nutshell.
the person who's being coached is the one doing the work themselves.
It's like going to the gym. If I lift your weight for you,
There's no point.
Yeah.
I wish we can get to that point. I mean, I love working out, but sometimes I'm like, I'm too tired. I need to burn what I'm eating because my job is all about food.
Yeah.
And I need someone to go and burn the calories on my behalf.
If only.
But
Maybe one day. Maybe ChatGPT
maybe
will
one
get
day.
there.
Maybe one day we get to have like a pillar or something, blue or yellow pillar. All right. I do have a question for you. Now that we're talking about all these founders, businesses, investors potentially exiting, how does a founder know what is the right strategy for them to exit a business? Whether it's, how do I know, do I want to close this book or just this chapter and open a new chapter for me? Maybe, for example, Jack Ma stepped down as a CEO, but he was stayed as a chairman. He didn't sell out immediately, like he didn't disappear from Alibaba Group.
Yeah.
So when do I know? Do I want to step out completely, maybe become a goose farmer or go retire in some mountain village or whatever? Or do I want to just not be involved in day-to-day decisions or even strategic decisions? I just want to be there for the board of directors meeting.
You should know. When you don't have that fire anymore to do what you're doing, you need to revisit your role. And if your role has moved away from what you envisioned, I worked with this one interior designer. Amazing company. She's done stunning projects like VIP houses.
Nice.
Right? These are like 6, 7, 8-figure projects that she works on. And amazing team, right? Award-winning. She's on TV channels. Like she's done from outside when you see it, it's phenomenal. Like she's a star. And in one of our coaching sessions early on, she said this one thing which stuck with me. I've worked with her years ago. She said this one thing which stuck with me. She said, "I love to design. This is my passion. This is why I do what I do. And I start work at 6:30, 7 p.m. After everybody leaves, because the whole day I'm doing everything else except what I want to do."
Like, I don't know, admin work maybe, supervision, following up with suppliers.
All headache. All
I
stuff
call
that
it the donkey work.
You can call it. It's important work, She didn't want to do it.
Mm.
For her to turn it to the point where she's doing what she loves doing, she's conceptualizing, she's creating, she's talking to people, she's picking up very, very large checks. She loves that stuff. To get from I start work at 7 p.m. after everybody goes home and leaves me alone to I am excited about my work again, it took about a year and a half, which is kind of normal.
Oh, wow.
It takes time.
Yeah.
I mean, it would be nice to wake up tomorrow morning and say, fuck it, I'm not doing any of this anymore. I am allowed to swear, aren't I?
It's okay.
Okay. It would be nice to be able to do that, but you'll probably break stuff. So she needed to build her team and their capabilities and the systems and invest in tech and non-tech systems that will allow the business to do all of that stuff.
To streamline
So
some of
she
the
put
project work or whatever.
step. And now she gets to the point where she's happy. She's got no plans to exit. But her value today is, I think, triple what it was back then.
So if she wants to exit or sell a part of her shares, she will make more money.
And now, yes.
Now than what she would have done a year
Back
and a
then,
half ago.
she probably have become more of an employee than less.
Okay, that's very interesting.
Yeah.
That's honestly, I think a lot of us need to be aware that there is this kind of transformation that we need to do for our businesses, for ourselves before our businesses, maybe.
If you do not identify what your, so we have your ICP, let's go to IVP, right? Ideal venture profile.
Yeah.
If you do not define what your IVP looks like, I want somebody, okay, let's say for example, I want Accenture to buy me out. I will build my business so that it would be incorporated into Accenture's portfolio seamlessly. Whereas if I want to sell to a private investor who wants to do this as his retirement project, I will build it to suit that lifestyle. If I'm building to hand this over to my kids, I will build it differently. If I'm building something that I want to eventually franchise, I will build it differently.
Exactly. For restaurants, for example, when we're working on a new concept, we need to know from day zero if you, as a client, as a business owner, you're planning to franchise in the future or not. Because
it
even
changes,
from
right?
then,
Yeah.
even from then, we can create something franchisable or marketable or not
Marketable, yep.
for you. Yeah.
Now imagine you've built something without knowing this. Now they come to you and say, okay, hey, you know what, we want a franchise.
You'll be running around like a headless chicken, creating your SOPs and your manuals and like figuring it
And what
out and like
happens-
how much do I charge or
How much should I charge? And then what happens in the business? Chaos. Because suddenly you've been uprooted from the job that you painted yourself into to do something which is a full-time job. For those of your audience who've ever raised money or looked for an exit, I mean, pitching, and I hate this about the way that we've created this, but trying to pitch for investment is really a full-time job.
yeah.
It
Exactly.
sucks. It's horrible.
Exactly.
But you could make it easier by starting the process 24 months early.
Yeah. Getting ready for it from the beginning,
Getting ready
from day
for it.
one.
If you walk into every pitch event in the country and talk about your business, the person who comes to you will it's not always likely that the person who comes to you will be your IVP. It'll be whoever is in the room at the time who happened to hear your pitch and wasn't, checking his phone and found something interesting. Whereas your ideal buyer or acquirer or investor or partner is somebody who doesn't come to these events because they're a goose farmer up in the mountains. That's who they are, and that's actually the best person for you. So you need to define this. You need to identify your IVP. You need to create a strategy. You need to reach out to them. You need to market to them, because that is, like I said, probably the single biggest sale you will ever make in your life.
Very interesting. But this does put a lot of stress on the founder. Yani sometimes you hear about, of course, we all know about how mental health issues are becoming a major thing in our world today.
Yeah.
We have people struggling with anxiety and depression, people having a PTSD from I don't know what and whatever, and traumas. And unfortunately, it doesn't look like the world is getting any peaceful anytime soon.
No.
I mean, like, there's so much going on. And coming from a country where we have a lot of wars and problems going on, economic struggles, social struggles, political struggles, if I put myself in the shoes of a Lebanese founder, for example, and this founder has a very good business, but they have been having so much mental stress whether it's because of the overall situation, whether it's because 5-6 years ago the government stole their money from the banks, whatever they saved, the $20 million that they probably had from selling another business or whatever, it's gone. How do we handle this kind of stuff when we're working with founders who are planning to create something to exit? Or when do we know that this person is ready to exit or not? Or when do you come and tell a person that you're coaching, listen, you know what? Fuck this, go away. Sell and leave and go retire in Nepal or something.
I think it's probably worth having an entire separate conversation just on mental health.
We do another episode?
Let's do another episode. Let's bring in some people who are perhaps better qualified than me on talking about the
But you do help
health
on this
aspect.
as well, I'm sure, because you will take that into consideration.
When it looks like the founder is getting to the point where they're about to break. By the way, I'm usually not involved until that point, because now it's a point of
You're
desperation
not
that
involved until that point.
As in,
They wouldn't come to you until they're breaking.
well, the ones who are forward thinking would.
Yeah.
But many a time, the people who reach out are the ones who've built something amazing, but now are struggling. Then suddenly I get an email at 2 o'clock in the morning.
2 o'clock in the morning.
Depending on the time the inquiry comes in from the website, we can tell how desperate that person is.
Yeah,
Because
they're
2 o'clock
like
in the
insomnia
afternoon,
and like they're looking
it's normal. Yeah. 2 o'clock in the morning, we're like, okay, this guy needs help.
Yeah.
But we'd get somebody who reaches out and says, I got this business, I got a team, I got amazing reputation in the market, I've done all of this stuff, but I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I need help. And it's usually less about the business and more about the way that it's been built on the founder. I do this thing a lot where, you know how typical company organograms, so you got the owner and then your C-suite and then their teams and their teams and their teams. And it kind of looks like this.
Pyramid, kind of.
For a lot of SMEs, the pyramid is built this way. And they're over here. And if you remove them, this entire thing collapses.
Yeah, exactly.
And they know it.
Yeah, exactly.
So getting the business to so flipping it back over again is so important, because this is just too much pressure for a human to handle. You want it to be built like this so that this person is replaceable and nothing here changes. You can change the tip of the pyramid easily. You can't change the base easily.
I like this one. I like this one. Actually, we do need to have a full episode about mental health and business and marketing. And
Whenever you want.
I think this is a great one. Maybe this could be one of the exclusive episodes, because even as us marketers, we get too frustrated at some point when we create something and then a CFO or a CEO or a founder of a business, yes, no, and like, I don't have budget for it. Why did you make me do all the homework? We do a lot of research. We come up with creative campaigns for you and whatever, and then you don't let me put my work into the ground.
You guys are in a very difficult position.
We are. Actually, it's very hard. Plus, a lot of businesses or business owners sometimes expect the marketer to do the business development, the marketing, the social media, the content, the photography, the sales, the after-sales service, the customer service. Sometimes they ask us to do all of this stuff. And it's not a one-person job, and it's not the marketer's job per se. Because you can't go to a general physician and ask the physician to do a nose job for you. Because the plastic surgeon can do that, but the plastic surgeon cannot identify if you have a gastric issue or something. It's exactly like that.
Exactly.
Actually, in one of the previous episodes, we did talk about this kind of stuff that in Arabic we say "A'ti al-khabz la-khabbazo," give the bread to the baker, like give the dough to the baker. They will make the bread better than you in any time and anyway, even if they eat half of it. So I do think that this is a very important aspect, because also the main important thing that I want to ask you about marketing and how we're relating marketing to founders and founders wanting to exit and getting investors. A lot of times we see that PR or media reputation, whatever you want to call it, affects a business's exit. As we said earlier, Huda Beauty will sell for a bigger number than X lipstick brand or whatever it is, or makeup brand. Where do we find a place when we say, okay, this reputation or this piece of information is going to kill my brand in the future? We all know, and we saw the Coldplay scandal that happened a couple of days ago with the CEO.
Very good for Coldplay.
Very nice for Coldplay. Amazing. It's not a sponsored episode by Coldplay, but that CEO who was caught on camera cheating, will that affect his company's value?
He's
if
already
he wants
been put
to
on
exit?
leave.
Huh?
He's already been put on leave. the company is going to spend millions on covering up that negative PR that he's, or they rather,
Crisis
have
management.
caused. Yeah. And in some cases, it's very hard to get away from it. Like this guy's personal brand has now been tainted for a very long time.
Forever.
Yeah.
And his wife found out he's a cheater.
I'm going to give you a brand. Tell me the first thing that comes to mind. Malaysian Airlines.
The flight that...
How many flights have they operated since their inception?
I don't know.
Hundreds of thousands.
Yeah.
How
They're
many
still
incidents
operating,
do you-
right?
Yeah. Well, I think so. Never flown them. Probably won't. How many flights disappeared? One.
Until today,
which
they're
one
still
has-
struggling.
They're still struggling.
Yeah.
The impact that negative PR can have is disproportionately high. So your role as a founder is to ensure that your company is being represented in the best way possible.
From you and from your team.
In this day and age, it's hard because there's so much reliance on UGC, for example. There's so
Social
much-
media.
Yeah, you want to
and,
give your
you
team
get
the-
exposed faster than before, like 50 years ago or something.
If it's good, the virality is good. If it's not, the virality can hurt.
Because like up until maybe 10, 15 years ago, there was always a perception that any publicity is good publicity.
Yeah, I don't believe that.
I don't believe that either. Bad publicity is freaking bad publicity.
Yeah.
It will ruin your brand image. It will ruin your persona. It will ruin your personal brand, as you said now with that Coldplay matter. It will also affect not the day-to-day sales. It will affect the whole business sales at the end of the day.
It'll affect the value of that business, right?
Yeah.
Yeah.
For example, if you hear from a restaurant that there is like multiple cases of food poisoning, would you go? Would you buy out that restaurant? You wouldn't buy that. I mean, I'm giving an example of a restaurant because this is my industry.
But
But
same
you wouldn't
example
buy.
with
You wouldn't
any
buy it
industry.
out. If a restaurant has the reputation of having bad service or bad food or whatever, would you buy out that restaurant?
No. That reputation is worth.
You would
Too much.
only buy it out to change it the whole way, like to kill it and build something new.
This would be someone who breaks down to bare bones
Exactly.
and
Sell out
sells the
everything,
parts.
even
Yeah.
sell maybe the fridges and whatever and buy
Yeah.
new stuff.
Yeah.
It's like when you have a house, an old house,
Yeah.
and you want to sell it with the land. As an investor or a buyer, I can either destroy it or renovate it and make it look like an authentic boutique hotel or
Yeah.
something. Or make a new tower or whatever in that
Break the
in
building
that land.
and use the land. Yeah.
And that goes back to the part of the segmentation. Who's my IVP?
IVP. Yeah.
Who's my IVP?
Yeah.
طيب. And how do whoever is viewing this episode will be able to identify the readiness for something like this, for an exit? How do I know? Am I ready to sell a portion or a full portion of my business or not? Is there a tool that you
So there's
have?
two answers to that. There's your readiness as the founder and the business's readiness to be acquired. Okay, so those are two separate things. The first one really comes down to your choice. There are people who've been running their businesses for decades and they're still loving it. They don't want to leave. They're happy. They don't have to leave. Then there are those who, because they want to or they need to or they feel like, they want to try something else, they want to exit. So this comes down to you.
Or they want to leave the country, or they want to leave the universe, whatever.
That's your choice.
Yeah.
The other element, which is the business's readiness, okay, there's a tool which we use only for clients.
Like an online tool?
It's a GPT we've created based on everything we've been working on. I'll send you the link. I mean, your audience can-
We can post the link, yes, of course, for
You-
viewers,
I
just
will
for
give
them,
it to your audience
as long
to
as it doesn't
try.
affect your business and profitability.
I'll share this with you. It's something that we've only used for clients internally, but I'll send it to you guys. It'll take about 15 minutes. It will take you through 10 factors of your business.
Like a questionnaire, kind of?
It is a conversation. So it's a GPT that you're going to interact with. It's completely confidential, so whatever you put inside, nobody will know unless you choose to share it with somebody. And that will help you identify of those 10 factors, which so over the last 14 odd years, we've had dozens of, in fact, well over 100 businesses who've exited. A lot of money, some 7, 8, and several 9 figures. It's these 10 factors that have come up over and over and over again. So if you can rank well on these factors, your business is worth a lot of money. And if you're ranking low on some of them,
You still need to build something bigger, unless you want to exit for 100,000.
if you want to
or
exit,
whatever.
you exit. I mean, of course, right? There's
yeah.
always a buyer for something.
Yeah.
But if you really want to walk out with the biggest bang for your buck, take this questionnaire, take this tool, and wherever your gaps are, just work on closing them.
Okay.
If you want to get in touch, get in touch. If you don't want to get in touch, do it yourself. Go to another coach, whatever you want.
Yeah.
At least it gives you the insight that you need to be able to make an informed decision.
Yeah. Yeah.
Right?
All right. So I would love to continue this conversation with you, but we are tight on time, of course.
Next.
And we definitely need a continuation of this
On the mental health,
conversation.
for sure.
The mental health
For sure.
matter, definitely. We're going to have one episode on that. But now I need to ask you one last final question.
Sure.
What is one word or one piece of advice that you, as a coach for founders who want to exit or founders who want to sell out their business, from a marketing perspective or non-marketing perspective, and for the marketers and non-marketers who are going to be watching this episode, what is one word of advice you want to give them? And this is a common question I'm asking in all of the episodes.
Read.
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 Nice. No one ever answered this.
I feel like in the busy world that we live in, we sometimes run out of time to
To read, yes.
learn.
Yeah.
And don't just read the topics that you're aware of or even interested in. Read anything. Right?
Yeah, back in the days, everyone used to read magazines and newspapers. Now no one is reading anything.
The good thing about a newspaper is it gives you so much information across
Exactly.
a wide variety of topics. Now my Reddit feed or my Instagram feed or my LinkedIn feed.
My algorithm is giving me whatever I'm interested in and only.
So I'm living in these little echo chambers
Yeah.
where I'm seeing the topics that I'm interested in being discussed over and over again, and they suddenly outshine. Take for example, so you're in the F&B world, right? If you were to read a book about research challenges in the pharma industry, you're walking away with something, a perspective which probably none of your competitors have. And the way that you can apply that to your clients tomorrow will be
I'll
unique.
definitely learn something.
You'll learn
I'll
something,
definitely learn
right? You'll
something.
pick up
Could
something.
be anything.
So my biggest advice is just really
Read,
just
learn.
learn. And any
Not just get a degree.
I love reading.
Learn.
Yeah, not degrees are worthless. That's another topic.
Okay, my son should not see that part.
Degrees can be overrated. Let me rephrase that. Degrees can be overrated because universities.
The education system.
The education
needs
system.
It's a different episode.
Let's not start. Let's not start. I love, and this is something that we've done really well at Kaizen, is because of the range of businesses that we've worked with, the way that we can cross-pollinate ideas is second to none. So we'll talk to, for example, a company that's in manufacturing, and we'll say, hey, you know what? This is how an accounting firm does this part of their business, and there's something to learn there.
Yeah.
Right. We'll talk to a car rental company
Or F&B company, and then
Or
you
F&B
link it with, I don't know what, supplier, whatever.
Here's what an artist does. What can we learn from this and apply it to this? And that strategy is worth $10 million.
Yeah. Oh my God. You're giving a lot of ideas for work.
Go to the library, go to all the sections that you've never walked into before, and pick up a book from each of them.
Okay, this is very nice. This
Just do it.
is very nice. And if you do have book recommendations, please do share
man,
them.
so
We
many.
can actually do a whole post about this on our
love
community.
I love it.
So I definitely can see that this conversation should not end in this time.
The
We
book
have a
I've
lot
just
of-
finished
yeah.
is called The Creative Act by
The
Rick
Creative
Rubin.
Act. Nice.
Every human being needs to read this book. It's written for, well, the people who
Not
look
a
at
paid
this.
ad, wallah.
No, not a paid ad, and this guy doesn't need the money. But what a book. What an
I'll borrow it
amazing
from
book.
you. I'll borrow it from you for sure.
What an amazing book.
Yeah. I really think this is an amazing conversation.
This has been fun.
We
Thank you.
are on time.
We're on time, no way.
Thank you so much.
I
Thank you
lost
so
track.
much for being with us. And we will definitely have more and more conversations, inshallah, in the future.
Let's do it.
And if anyone needs to reach out to Murtaza, I will share his contact details
Anytime.
in the episode
Anytime.
below. Thank you, everyone. Do you have anything to say?
Take the test.
Take the
That
test.
exit readiness evaluator. Take it, use it. Don't give it to anybody. Just keep it to yourself. But take.
Okay. It's a free tool.
It's a free tool.
Okay.
It's
Amazing.
yeah,
Amazing.
Yeah. It's really powerful.
Thank you so much. Thank you so much. Thank you, everyone, for tuning in to the 10th episode of the Marketing Talks podcast, which is brought to you by Weird in Wonderland. So stay tuned for the future episodes. And if you have any comments or feedback, please leave them in the comment section below.